I trust you're having yourself a wonderful afternoon on this 15th day of February 2024, and I trust your Valentine's Day ended well yesterday. It is the following day after Valentine's, of course, after quite an afternoon and evening of activity yesterday. You're just in time for news now right here on TV47 on a day that the former Prime Minister, who is also the Azimio la Umoja coalition leader, Raila Odinga, has announced his bid for the AU chairman position. We have details of these and other stories coming your way right here on TV47, the home of untold stories. My name is George Maringa. Delighted that you've joined us. Let's take a look at the highlights. Among the top stories making headlines at this hour, the National Assembly Committee gives NHIF 1 week to share names of quality assurance officers who approved fraudulent claims of up to 20 billion Kenya shillings to 78 health facilities. Chaos erupted in the Nakuru CBD as members of the Law Society of Kenya from Rift Valley branch and Nakuru chapter took to the streets to protest the defiance of court orders by the Nakuru County government over the War Memorial Hospital saga. And further protests seen for the second day in Marigat, Baringo South, after residents and teachers express anger over the killing of a local head teacher. I am at George Maringa _ across the social media platforms. We thank you for choosing TV47 to inform you. Azimio leader Raila Odinga has finally declared his interest for the position of chairmanship in the African Union Commission. Speaking to the media in Nairobi, the former Prime Minister said he is ready to serve in that position, having previously held the position of AU High Representative for Infrastructure. Odinga, who was accompanied by former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, said he has consulted widely over the matter. His decision to take up the position comes under intense pressure from the Kenya Kwanza coalition. Raila is seeking to replace Ambassador Musa Faki of Chad as the new AU Commission chairperson. Any candidate for the AU top job must be fronted by member states. This means a Raila candidature must have the endorsement of President Dr. William Ruto's administration.
I've been consulting widely among friends. As the general said, he is one of my closest friends on the continent. And I intimated to him that if there should be interest, I will myself be keen to serve the continent of Africa. Mainly because as a Pan-Africanist, I believe strongly that Africa is playing in a league that it should not play. That Africa deserves better. Africa is we can say, the cradle of humanoid species. The first human who walked on this earth was an African. And Africa is also the cradle of human civilization. The Africans started using steel and steelwares before any other human beings elsewhere started doing so. Africa is the richest continent on the planet Earth in terms of minerals and general raw materials. It is a paradox that the richest in terms of resources is also the poorest.
And we shall be following that story for you even as it progresses. Remember, the replacement of the AU Commission chairman should happen by next year, that is 2025. The National Assembly Committee has given the National Health Insurance Fund 1 week to share names of quality assurance officers who approved fraudulent claims of up to 20 billion Kenya shillings to 78 health facilities. The Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council has vowed to embark on a national exercise to recategorize all health facilities in the country after Health CS Nakumincha raised concerns on some level 4 and 5 facilities offering services below their standard.
To mitigate the high payout ratio and strengthen surveillance, the confirmation of surgical cases, we suggest the creation of a surgical pin. I think that's what she was trying to suggest. But you ask yourself, you've detected that these are operations which cannot be substantiated, which cannot be, which look suspicious. Why would you go ahead and pay?
The payments are deducted from future claims. That is not a payback. That is a payment scheme. And this payment scheme has therefore become attractive to both staff at NHIF to allow facilities there to dip in the pool, because if they don't get to court, they get away with it. If they get caught, they have a pre-authorized payment scheme. And that is why Beirut closed down, because they don't want to pay.
CEO looks like he hasn't put his notes very well for the purpose of responding to those questions. From where I sit, when this audit report came to my attention, I did ask NHIF to do an internal investigations and provide us the names and institute disciplinary action against the staff who are culpable.
We are waiting for some confirmation from investigating agencies so that we can add to that and share a report. So both internally and externally, within a week, we should be able to share a report.
Chaos erupted at the Nakuru CBD as LSK members from Rift Valley branch and Nakuru chapter took to the streets to protest the defiance of court orders by the Nakuru County government following the case pitting the county government of Nakuru and the War Memorial Hospital management. Led by LSK Nakuru chapter chair Henry Opondo and LSK Rift Valley branch chair Aston Muchela, the team presented a petition to the Nakuru County headquarters seeking to have Governor Susan Kehika compelled to obey court orders. In response, Nakuru County Secretary Samuel Mwaura denied allegations of having sent rowdy youth to chase health workers from the facility, noting that the county withdrew their enforcement long ago.
Engage in a peaceful protest, and you can see the nature in which the county government is engaging. They hired goons to disrupt us. They hired goons to stop us from advocating for what we as advocates ordinarily need to advocate for, the rule of law. Our intention was not to engage in any political affairs. Our intention was just to indicate that the judiciary should be respected, their orders should be respected, and the independence of the judiciary should be affirmed as an equal and equitable partner to the government.
Our question to you, Madam Governor, is, are you doing justice when your government refuses to obey court orders? Are you doing justice when your county askaris are pulling people from life support machines? Are you doing justice when your people cannot access medical and health facilities at the hospital because of this current shutdown? Madam Governor, you are the CEO of Nakuru County Government. The abuse of the rule of law will be charged directly upon you.
So we want to thank you for being peaceful. We want to thank you for agreeing to engage in a peaceful manner. And issues raised here, we'll go through them and we'll be able to engage from there. We don't have, as a county government, we do not have anybody there. So how can we chase you where we have no, we withdraw our enforcement in front of the media.
For the second day, residents and teachers in Marigat, Baringo South went to the streets in a bid to put pressure on the government to act over insecurity in Baringo following the killing of a local head teacher. Police were forced to lob tear gas to demonstrators who were expressing their anger to the president, who promised to end the banditry in Baringo and other counties that have been affected by insecurity. The protests have rendered the Marigat Chemalingot Road impassable for residents of TRT. The series of demos follows another series of killings since the beginning of the year, with 9 people so far having been killed by bandits.
Leo mimi nataka nipatie nyinyi shukurani kwa kusimama na watu wa Saimosoi na Bartabwa. Baringo is bleeding. Tuseme wote Baringo is bleeding. Baringo is bleeding. Tunamwambia rais wetu tulikuja kuwa kama watu wa Baringo 100%. Na tutakubali ukiwa kwa serikali watu wetu waendelee kuuawa. Rais President wa Kenya Mheshimiwa Ruto, wewe ulikuja Baringo siku ile ukasema within 100 days baada ya kuchukua serikali mambo ya insecurity itaisha kwa Baringo. Lakini saa hizi tuko na 1.5 years bado watu wetu wanauawa. Rais, watu wa Baringo wanakupenda kwa roho yote, lakini hatutaendelea kukupenda kama watu wetu wanaendelea kukufa.
Now, in a bid to address the rising cases of cardiovascular diseases in the North Rift, a heart facility known as Cath Lab has been set up in Eldoret to assist in detection and diagnosis of a wide range of heart-related complications. The prevalence of cardiovascular diseases has been on the rise in many parts of the country due to a number of factors, among them lifestyle. In August of 2023, a survey by Kenya Cardiac Society indicated that about 30% of admissions to hospitals were due to non-communicable diseases, majority of them being cardiovascular diseases. Late diagnosis and lack of facilities for early detection, screening and treatment of coronary heart diseases have been a nightmare for patients and medics. However, the establishment of a cath lab at Eldoret Hospital is one of the strides being made in the fight against coronary heart diseases.
An exciting moment for us in the cardiology fraternity, because this equipment is going to be a turnaround in terms of how we care for our cardiac patients. Cardiac disease is very prevalent, especially in the children population. We have rheumatic heart disease, and this equipment is equally going to be very useful, especially in those with congenital heart disease who need structural corrections.
What we call the coronary artery disease, it's vascularization of heart mainly by 3 big arteries. So some people with some risk factors like smoking, diabetes, hypertension, obesity have risk to develop this disease. So the patient will feel some discomfort in the chest, some breathlessness. So he will come, we do some investigation before coming directly to the cath lab.
And the charges in Nairobi is very, very exorbitant. So we want to bring here at their footsteps affordable services, what is done in Nairobi.
It's manufacturer based in Japan, and a product line is for the vascular intervention product for the minimum invasive surgeries. And we're actually exporting our product to over 100 countries.
Asahi Tech is quite much focused on the guide wire technologies, so wire roping technologies. This can be used not only for the devices that we currently are providing, which is the guide wire, but these wires technology can be used for the future, such as robotics as well.
And one, it is quite important thing is Japan's support approach is always coming with the technology transfer.
Stakeholders from the digital sector in Nyanza have supported the government's plan to digitize its services while ensuring people with disabilities get the chance to utilize those services. Speaking in Akal, Siaya County, where they are expected to launch an internet station, they urged the government to ensure quality of service delivery, especially to the disabled. They continued to ask other stakeholders to partner up with them to enable more Kenyans have access to the internet and its services.
And as we all know, the government has actually taken an initiative together with some partners from private sector to establish a device manufacturing factory. I believe this is a step in the right direction. I'll take the example of M-Pesa, which is a homegrown product that has really become a global showcase. We believe that in our own unique way, we'll be able to develop solutions for the differently abled people to be part and parcel of us.
They get good support and equal opportunities across the internet. They'll be able to grow and ensure that the persons with disability within the society are fully inclusive.
Internet is a resource, and it's a testament to our drive that if we are able to increase capacity of the community to consume, then we only enrich the process. We are drawing the value chain longer. The value chain is still very much available for so many players, and for us to achieve that optimum utilization of the resource that is internet, we need all players on board.
The County Assembly of Uasin Gishu has sworn in 9 new nominated members of the Assembly. This is after a misrepresentation of the disabled persons and not considering the 2/3 gender rule, which resulted to the Uasin Gishu County Assembly being shut down last year. The members of the Assembly were sworn in after the degazettement by the Eldoret High Court. This degazettement was done by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, and a court ruling for them to be sworn in before 14 days.
The office of the member of the County Assembly of
Kulingana na sheria tunasema we are supposed to be two representatives in the County Assembly. That is a man and a female. And we are happy with Regina and Robert Kiri. Na kwa sababu tuliona haki yetu ilifinywa, lakini kwa sababu koti iliweza kutusaidia. Tulisema njia nyingine ya kuweza kupambana naye ili tupate haki yetu ni kotini. Na tuliweza kuipeleka koti mpaka mwaka moja imeisha tukipambana na kotini. Na leo hii tuko na furaha kubwa sana kwa sababu leo wanaapishwa.
Court had said we carry out the first sitting of the County Assembly. As you all know, as you are aware that we were on recess, and today is the time that we were coming from the recess, and we have sworn in honorable members who are gazetted by the IEBC.
We are here today not blaming anyone, but giving services to humanity, to the people of Uasin Gishu, the people we are going to.
To Kirinyaga County, where teachers at Gasada Primary School and Kiamutogo Boys in Kirinyaga County could not hide their joy after the Kenya Women Teachers Association opened 2 lactating centers for teachers with breastfeeding children. Kenya Women Teachers Association chairperson Modesta Akaki said that with the centers, the teachers can be able to come with their children to schools and be able to breastfeed them during the break and lunchtime period. She further stated that these will ensure smooth continuation of the syllabus with no interruptions. Kewata Secretary Wilkista Wanjiro on her part stated that most of the lactating mothers have been working while worried about the fate of their children back home and therefore affecting the quality of their work.
To launch lactation centers for our female teachers. This has been a cry of teachers of childbearing for years, longing to be able to think of their work plus think of their children. If you know what it means to leave your child unattended and you have walked away with her milk or his milk. But now we are providing a center for these teachers to be able to come with their children or the child is brought to school. This will not interrupt the learning because the child can be fed at break time or lunch time. So the education, the teaching is going on well, and the child is also being well taken care of.
As we are talking, one of the teachers here actually lost her child last week.
So ndio imefanya tukue na place wanaweza kuja na watoto wao, watoto wana breastfeed from there. Ama hata wakati wa masaa ya lunch anakuja ananyonyeshewa mtoto na analetewa mtoto ananyonyesha mtoto, ndio we reduce the child mortality.
Thank you very much. I am now of the feeling that our classes will be attended fully without disruption because of this center. Otherwise, thank you very much. Meshukuru sana.
Still on matters schools, and a number of schools in West Pokot County are still open despite the area being affected by banditry attacks. The schools, including Cheptulel Girls Secondary School and Chester Girls, all have registered a high number of Form 1 admissions, with the school heads attributing this to good performance by both students and staff. The school heads reveal, however, that the lack of proper infrastructure is a hindrance to their efforts to ensure the children stay in school. The residents have also expressed worry about their jobs, saying the attacks prevent them from going to various places blacklisted as hotspots. They have, however, lauded the efforts by the school to keep the children in school, despite the unrest, urging the government to ensure that the 100 million Kenya shillings disbursed for renovation in schools is used for the same purpose.
Ukosefu wa amani katika mipaka ya West Pokot na Elgeyo Marakwet counties ilisababisha shule nyingi kufungwa, lakini waliweza kufanya mtihani wengi wao na tumewapokea, wako hapa. Wako na tatizo la kulipa karo, hata shopping wengi hawakuwa nayo, lakini tumeweza kuwasitiri. Miongoni mwa hao pia kuna wale ambao hawakuweza kufanya mtihani.
Tumetia bidii, tumepata wanafunzi 34 katika kidato cha 4 na tukaungana pamoja na walimu, tukafanya bidii pamoja na wanafunzi, tukatangamana vizuri na mwishowe walipofanya mtihani wakafaulu.
Tuko na changamoto hii kaunti yetu. Kulingana na venye huwa tunafanya kazi zetu mingi huwa tunazipata pandei, na kulingana na kutokuwa na usalama huku inafanya tunakosa kupata kazi huku.
Tulipendekeza, tulitoa hiyo ombi kwa serikali kwamba shule iwe ya rescue center, maana ndio